Hi boys and girls, this is your science e-learning lesson for Wednesday, April 22nd. Today you have your science test, so let's just go over it a little bit together please before you get started working on it. Okay, you have on the first page numbers 1 to 4, you have multiple choice. Read each question carefully and then choose the correct answer by filling in the circle of your answer choice. One correct answer for each. On the second side, same thing. Numbers 5 through 8, multiple choice. Make sure you fill in the circle of your answer choice. Now in number 8 it says look carefully at the illustration below. It doesn't matter honestly whether you know what it is that they're trying to show you in this picture or not. What you can see is you have some things that are round and you have some things that are long. Now, honestly, I think it's supposed to be like peas and carrots, but it could be anything. Doesn't really matter. What you're seeing though are that some things are round and some things are long. And so based on that information, what does this illustration show? Which of these things would that be? A solvent, a mixture, a solution, or a chemical change? Okay, again, really doesn't matter what the objects are here. You should still be able to figure out what it is an example of. But we can call them peas and carrots if you'd like. Okay, on the third page, again, numbers 9 through 13, same thing. Read each question, read through your answer choices, and then fill in the circle of the correct answer. One correct answer for each. Now, on the fourth side, 14 and 15 are your multiple choice questions. And then we have a couple of questions that need to be answered in complete sentences here. Number 16, explain what you can tell about two objects if one floats in water and the other sinks. So if we're looking at two objects in water, one of them floats, the other sinks. What can you tell me about those objects? What is the relationship that those two objects have, and what is it that you can say if one of those objects floats and one sinks? And again, make sure it's clear in your answer what you're talking about, so that if you're talking about the object that floats, then you would say, well, I know that the object that floats is whatever, and that the one that sinks is whatever. Okay, again, you can't just say, well, one of them this and one of them that. I need to know which one you're speaking of. So if you're talking about the one that floats, then you need to clarify that in your answer. The one that floats, dot, dot, dot. Okay, the one that sinks, dot, dot, dot. Okay, again, you clarify by letting me know that you're talking about the one that floats or the one that sinks. And then in number 17, explain what is alike and what is different about mixtures and solutions. So there is a way that mixtures and solutions are alike. And then you need to tell how is it that those two are different. And that is directly from one of the homework questions that you had and we talked about. All right, also down at the bottom here is what is the formula, number 18 down at the bottom, what is the formula used to figure out volume? So if you were trying to figure out volume, what formula could you use to make figuring out volume very easy to do? Okay. Right, and then we have comparing mass. Okay, you have the various objects and the mass in grams. Okay, you also have the mass shown of various objects shown along here. Okay, and then you have various letters here, A, B, C, D, and you're going to use those points to answer some of these questions. Use the graph to answer these questions. So you see the different units of mass filled in on the graph, but then there are also those labels used. So number 19, which point on the number line represents the mass of a grape? So you would have to look, is it A, is it B, C, or D? Again, based on the information that's up here in the table and then filled in on the graph below. So which point gives us the mass or shows the mass of the grape? Number 20, where on the number line would you plot the point for the mass of a dime? So in other words, they did not show you the dime's mass plotted anywhere on the number line. So if it is not there, then you have to decide where would you have to put it. Would you have to put the mass of the dime? Would you put another point on this graph for the dime? Would it be to the left of point A? Would it come somewhere between C and D? Would it be right at point D? Or would it be somewhere over here to the right of point D? So you have to, again, use the information from the table about the mass of the dime and decide where would you plot that on this graph. Okay. Number 21, which item weighs almost 4 times as much as a paperclip? Again, using the information in the table at the top of the page, which item weighs almost 4 times as much as a paperclip? And then number 22, if you arrange the items on the number line in order from least to greatest mass, what would be the correct order? So if you were going to start from the least, meaning the smallest, to the greatest, okay, so you go least is on the left to the greatest on the right, which would be the order that you would place these objects? Again, if you arrange the items going from the least of the mass to the greatest mass, which order would you put them in? Then on the back of that page, number 23, John's family is making dinner on a camping trip. John starts a campfire. His brother melts butter in a frying pan. His father tosses lettuce and tomatoes for a salad. And his mother makes an oil and vinegar salad dressing. List each activity appropriately below. Well, again, let's take a look at what the different activities are again that were in here. Okay, so dinner is being made. So you have 1, John starting a campfire. 2, his brother is melting butter in a frying pan. 3, his father is tossing lettuce and tomatoes to make a salad. And 4, his mother is making oil and vinegar salad dressing. Those are 4 activities. Okay, you have 4 activities that are being done up here to make dinner. 4 activities, but there are 5 different things listed. You have physical change, you have chemical change, you have a phase change, you have mixture and another mixture. So that means what? If you only have 4 activities and you have 5 blanks that need to be filled in, one of those activities is going to be used twice. So again, your activities are starting a campfire, melting butter in a frying pan, tossing lettuce and tomatoes to make a salad, and making an oil and vinegar salad dressing. 4 different activities, one of them is going to be used twice. You do not put the same thing for mixture 2 times. Okay? There are 2 different mixtures. There are 2 different mixtures. Okay? But one of those activities will be used more than 1 time. Now, move down to number 24. If salt is dissolved in water, then the salt is called the blank and the water is the what. So when you're dissolving something, there are names that we give to the different parts when we have something that we dissolve. So in this case, the salt is added into water. The salt dissolves in the water. So the salt is what is dissolving. So what do we call that? And then the water is what the salt dissolves in. So what do we call the water? And bonus questions, what is buoyancy? So you need to explain what we mean by buoyancy. What does that mean? And then what unit of measurement do you use for volume? What's the unit of measurement used for volume? Okay, now you have one other page to complete, and that's numbers 25 to 33, where you simply need to tell if each of these objects is a solid, a liquid, or a gas. Now, again, at the top, I've written on the line below each picture, write whether it contains a solid, liquid, or gas. In other words, it has it inside. So the sun is what the sun contains. Is that considered a solid, a liquid, or gas? Okay, you have a football. Okay, what does it contain? Okay, the gumball machine. You have gum. What is that? Popcorn. What is that? The balloon. Okay, looking at what is contained in the balloon. Okay, you have here a bottle of water. We're not talking about the bottle, we're talking about the water that's inside the bottle. Here, paint can. We're talking about the paint inside the can. Here we have the flour, and here we're talking about the glue that's inside the bottle. So that's why here it's whether it contains a solid, a liquid, or a gas, because we're looking at what is inside each of these. Okay? All right, now again, you are able, of course, to use your book to help you. Okay? Please make sure you do that. Okay? Using the resources in front of you, you should be able to answer correctly. One last thing, just take a quick look on your first page, number 3. Look carefully at the illustrations here. Okay, and then this is asking, what do these illustrations show? Okay, what's the point of these illustrations? What is it that they're trying to show through these illustrations? Okay, is it different gases, states of solid, states of matter, or different liquids? What is it that all 3 of these are trying to show? Remember, one correct answer. Okay? All right, if there's anything I can help you with, please make sure you reach out to me. Otherwise, take your time, work carefully. Good luck. I'm waiting to see how you do. Don't forget, please make sure your name is on this so that when I go to print it out, I will know who it belongs to and I can give you proper credit. Okay? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.